What is up, everybody? It's your girl Stephanie, and thanks for joining me again. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Steph, and on this channel we talk about everything fragrance. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys fragrance notes that I hate that are in perfumes that I love. And I did want to give a big shout out to Anna Lauren here on YouTube. She has great videos, great content, so please go check her out. I was inspired by her video where she talked about fragrance notes that she hates. I wanted to add my own little twist to that concept. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So the first note that you guys know, because I feel like I've been so vocal about it, is the note of patchouli. So I have two fragrances where I actually do enjoy that note and I don't mind it. Also, sorry, side note, some of my nails popped off, so I'm sorry. I just don't have any other nails to replace these with, so hope they don't bug you too much. So one of the fragrances that I do love with the note of patchouli in it is from Terrence Hughes, and it's called Onyx. And the way that it's mixed in there, I really don't mind it. That fragrance has notes of like rose, plum, patchouli. It has chocolate. It has like a bunch of these like really amazing notes, and all of them together along with the patchouli, it just works. And the patchouli doesn't really get lost in the background. It's definitely in the forefront along with the rose and the plum, but it just works really, really well in that fragrance. And then another one is Angel Muse from Mugler, and I love the opening of that fragrance more than the dry down, but the dry down, I don't mind it either though. Like, even though I've wanted to get rid of that fragrance because sometimes I'm like, it is a little too much patchouli for me, every time I smell it again or spray it on, I cannot get rid of it. So yeah, that's another fragrance that has the note of patchouli. Another note that I cannot stand in perfumes is actually the note of coconut. And coconut to me, sometimes it just comes off too suntan lotion, too screechy. It gives me a headache. It just reminds me of sunscreen or suntan lotion, and it's not something that I honestly want to smell like ever. Coconut is like a hit or miss for me, but there's some fragrances where I feel like it just works, and I absolutely adore that note in those fragrances. And so one of them is Miami Glow by JLo. This is just like passion fruit, coconut. It's sweet. It's a little bit clean. And the coconut in here comes off a little tiny bit suntan lotion. But what saves it in this fragrance is honestly the fact that there's passion fruit and a lot of like other florals that kind of tone down that suntan lotion scent. Another fragrance that it's also in is in Dolce Gabbana's The Only One Intense. I adore the coconut that's in here. I just feel like it adds to the creaminess that's in this fragrance. Another coconut that I love is in Maison Margiela's replica line, and it's Bubble Bath. I adore it. The coconut in here is just like, it's sweet and it's nutty. So yeah, I can do a coconut like this. Churros 71. This is new to my collection, you guys. But I just love the coconut that's in here. It smells like, I don't know how many of you Mexicans watch me, okay? I am Mexicana at heart, and I love coquitos, okay? If you guys don't know what coquitos are, I'm gonna leave a picture up here of what they are, but it's pretty much shaved coconut, like drenched in like caramel and like all these, it's literally a candy. It's literally a candy, and when you bite into it, you just get all the coconut and all the sweet goodness. So this reminds me of like a caramel coquito. A caramel coquito, and like you're also eating buttered popcorn. that is coconut that I can do for real, for real. The next note that I also cannot stand in fragrances is the note of vetiver. To me, vetiver is like hay-like and dry, and it's just too much for my nose. I cannot do it if it's overwhelming. And I think the one that traumatized me with this note, it was the vetiver fragrance from Commodity. It had all these fruity notes, like all these floral notes that I was like, oh, okay, I feel like maybe this might work for me. And it was just a huge fat no. It was too masculine, too dry, too hay-like. Fragrances that I do love are Jazz Club from Maison Margiela. I feel like the vetiver in there works really, really well. And it is prominent, but along with like the boozy notes and a little bit of those smoky notes, I really don't mind it in that fragrance. Another fragrance also that has that note, I have it here with me. And this is from Bulgari, and it's called Omnia Crystal Coral. And this is mainly a tropical fragrance. So it has passion fruit. It has, I think, chocolate in here, or cacao. And it has vetiver. I don't really get much of the chocolate, but I do pick up on the on the vetiver that's in here, because the dry down is very like dry. It's like almost dry and hay-like. The vetiver in here is a really nice twist to a tropical fragrance. Another note that you guys know that I absolutely cannot stand is Neroli. I cannot do Neroli. I smelled Perdizione from Noble 1942 or 1932. I could not do that one. That one was really zingy, in your face. Like, the Neroli in that fragrance was just too overwhelming, too much for my nose. It kind of traumatized me a little bit in that fragrance. Also, Love Don't Be Shy. I feel like that just smells way too much like Neroli for me. And I can't do it. Like, even though the sweetness, the marshmallow in there was really nice, the Neroli in there was just too screechy, and it kind of reminded me of a porta potty. The note of Neroli does that to me. It reminds me of like a porta potty. So I just can't do it. But these fragrances have it, and again, it's Dolce Gabbana, the only one. I pick up on it in here, but when I do pick up on it though, it's really well blended with the white florals that are in here, and so it kind of just gets lost in the beauty of this fragrance, and I forgive it for being in there. Neroli offends me, but when she's mixed in there like this, it's like, all right, I guess you're invited to the party. I guess. The same thing also with this fragrance from Roja, which was kindly gifted to me. I did not purchase this with my own money. I cannot afford Roja like that. But I'm really, really grateful that they decided to gift this to me. They didn't even gift it to me, honestly, to talk about. They just were like,
hey, you don't have a Roja in your collection. We'd love to change that.
Which was really sweet. So thank you, Roja. But this is Harrods Parfum. And this is a really mature, very mature composition, very powdery. There is like a citrusy, florally type of thing, which I think could be the Neroli. I feel like they blended this really, really well, and I can't really make up too many notes that are in this, but yeah. So that is another fragrance that it's grown on me that has the note of Neroli in it. Another note going along with Neroli, because I feel like these notes are typically together, is Orange Blossom, okay? Orange Blossom is not my favorite floral. And you know what's so funny? Like, I love citrusy fragrances, so I don't understand why I don't love an Orange Blossom. I may want a full bottle of this. I'm still on the fence because it's not like a huge love, but I did enjoy it. And this is Safanad from Parfums de Marly. This fragrance is just a sweet, natural orange blossom, but it's like a candied orange blossom. And it's not very citrusy either. Like, it's not fresh. Maybe that's what keeps me from like not wanting it, because I like a little bit of freshness to my fragrances. I love it, but not like love, like obsessed. But I can stand the orange blossom in here. I think it's really well done. It's really pretty. And another one that I feel like smells similar to Safanad, but I think it's just way better. And that is Granada from Memo Paris. I only have a decant. And I actually got complimented on this fragrance, but probably because I had Vanilla 28 layered with it. This is a really natural jasmine flower, like a jasmine bush flower that's like soaking in the sun in front of like a beach. It just smells so natural and so pretty. The way that they captured the orange blossom and jasmine in here is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just not like really into orange blossom, but those two I can do for sure. Another fragrance note that I typically am not a big fan of is Oakmoss. And it's so funny because I feel like I love a lot of Chypre fragrances. And those are primarily Oakmoss, right? But I think the one that really just overdid it for me and truly traumatized my nose holes is Hatchavat from Nishane. You know, when I smelled it at Scent Bar, I really got this juicy, sweet pineapple, okay? It was like so good. I really picked up on that pineapple when I was in Scent Bar. And so I was like, okay, that's my next purchase. I'm gonna buy it. I found it on Fragrance Net. I was like, oh wow, it's a great deal. Let me snatch it up.
Tell me why.
It was like a completely different fragrance. I was like, where's the pineapple? Where did it go? Because all I smell is
Oakmoss.
that is all that I could smell. Oakmoss and Vetiver is all I could smell. It was like the greenest fragrance I have ever smelled. It smelled like a damp forest. And like, although I do love the concept of a damp forest, I don't literally want to smell like a damp forest. But the fragrances that have that note that I absolutely adore, okay? Chanel No. 5 has Oakmoss, and that's like a really classy Chypre fragrance. I have Chanel No. 5 Low. This one has a little bit of Oakmoss, you know, but it's nice, it's well blended, it's feminine, it's beautiful. Chloe Nomad, that's actually one that I want to add to my collection as well. That has a really lovely dose of Oakmoss, but it's tolerable for me. Citrusoate from Kyali, absolutely adore it. I do pick up on it in here, but it's really well blended, really nice. When I full on just smelled Oakmoss, I realized Oakmoss is just not something that I can do when it's prominent. So yeah, that is some of the fragrance notes that I cannot stand in perfumes, but that I love in the perfumes that I mentioned today. If you guys want to see a part 2 to this video, let me know by liking this video. Comment down below what are some of the fragrance notes that you can't stand, but that are in a perfume that you do love as well. And thank you guys so much for watching me today. We are at 1,500 subscribers as of today, and it makes me really happy and really excited to get to 2K. So if you're new here, please subscribe. Take the moment to subscribe right now. Follow me on all my social medias, on my Instagram, my TikTok, if you guys want to keep up with me on there. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care and stay smelling good. Bye!